My Facebook friends, seniors, juniors, and peer groups. Namaskar, Pranam, Shat Sri Akal, Vanakkam, Good morning, and Walaikum Salam. Whenever adrenal rushes from my brain to my heart, something comes out spontaneously, which I share on the social media. This time, I have come out with a video to share my views or Dil Ki Baat from Manse. But before that, I would like to say something. There are few friends who may sarcastic comment and say, why do you indulge in such childish act? This is simply waste of time. Nobody has got time to read. Why then? There are so many other things to do. Avoid politics. I simply say to them that this is not politics. But as a responsible citizen, this is my duty to come forward for the sake of unity, integrity, and honor of the country. Anyway, I don't mind such comments because that is bound to take place in any society. In this video, I want to say something about Citizenship Amendment Act, against which lot of violent protest, which is called peaceful, unleashed by students of JNU, Jamia, and AMU, has come up and spread for the first time outside their campus and spread to various cities, including Mumbai, where anti-national slogans Azadi Mange UP, Azadi Mange Bengal, Azadi Mange Maharashtra, etc., and freely displayed posters like Freedom for Kashmir. What is this? Is it peaceful while peaceful protest? No, not at all. In any democracy, everybody has got right to protest or disagree with any policy of the government. But can you call such protest where widespread violence, vandalism, arson, torching of buses, police stations, railway, trains, and destruction of railway tracks, public property has taken place? Who is going to benefit out of them? Whether the protesters or our covert enemies? This you will have to think. When the Prime Minister, Home Minister, or other intellectuals, writers, and journalists have clarified umpteen times the facts about CAA and clarified so many times that CAA has got no obnoxious clause for any Indian citizens, be Hindu or Muslims. But why this protest? Is it spontaneous? Not so. Its genesis is very deep-rooted. Remember when the Congress party lost its election in 2014 and lost its birthright to governance to an ordinary person, it made the party restless and frustrated to such an extent that instead of behaving like a responsible citizen, it resorted to all sorts of gimmicks, rhetorics, and diatribes to protect their traditional vote bank. Nowhere in the world has any constitutionally elected person, MP, MLA, has ever called the name of their Prime Minister by choicest abuses. But this has happened in India. And this is who call murder of democracy. Height. Nothing can be more preposterous than this. But what caused the greatest heart burning and feeling of insecurity among these politicians are certain administrative changes, social or welfare measures, which has been widely welcomed by the people of the country, particularly marginalized one. But all these, instead of being supported by these parties, are vehemently opposed and used all sorts of things to demoralize, to demean the government. The second consecutive defeat proved to be last nail in their coffin when triple talaq, when reform measures like triple talaq, abrogation of 370, and finally the CAA came out. CAA was nothing new. In fact, when 1985, when the Assam Accord was signed by late Sri Rajiv Gandhi, he promised to identify foreign citizens that had been affecting the demography of their state, to identify and deport them. But that has never happened due to obvious reasons. But somebody has to do for the sake of the country. In other words, this made Congress to go into outrage, into uncontrolled destructive rage. This allowed the Congress to go to uncontrollable destructive rage. In other words, the duo CAA and NRC provided the much needed ignition to blast the explosive of discontent accumulated from last 7 to 8 years. Now, I would like to say a few more things, and the main is that the present turmoil is neither peaceful nor spontaneous. This is simply to destabilize the country by destroying those harmonious social fabrics of the country and thereby economy to move ahead, that will ultimately affect the development and progress of the country, malign the image and honor of the country within and without. But who will benefit out of this? Whether our staunch enemy or the political parties for few votes? That is $1 million question. However, I don't bother about these politicians who can go to any extent for few votes. They can even mortgage the honor of the motherland for securing the vote bank. But what agitates me is the outrageous comment made by a handful of intellectuals, activists, Lutyens gang, ex-bureaucrats, diplomats, thinkers, and celebrities who, with half knowledge and a part of certain agenda, think themselves only competent person to save democracy or champions of the cause of secularism or protector of the constitution. But may I ask a question? Why they read the word secularism only? And what about its implementation? What about when it was misused? And what about when it was selective? What about when Kashmiri Kashmiri Pandits were massacred, ousted out of Kashmir? Why? Why they were keeping silent? Where were their conscience? Why they supported? Why they never condemned any time? Horrible. I don't have any word to speak. They call CA divisive, discriminatory, and violates fundamental right 14 and 15. How? May I ask how? Who were the brown Indians who inherited the policy of divide and rule from white British? Who were the people? That everybody knows. Yet I would like to say that we Indians inherited the policy of divide and rule, a latter mixed up with the tadka of secularism during emergency in 1997. But why secularism was required now when the people of this country had history of 1,000 years of their tolerance, politeness, firm believer in bhaichara. They had no record of any violence for any kind, disrespect to any other citizen's place, loot or plunder, and destruction of others' place of religion. Then why? Secondly, as far as I'm not a constitutional expert, but whatever little I know, I believe that fundamental rights enshrined in the Constitution, particularly Article 14 and 15, are meant for the people of the country, not for any other people, be it Muslims, coming from or infiltrating from neighboring countries or any other country. This is the biggest question. What is happening? Anyway, the bottom line of my talk is whether the problem should have been allowed to continue, multiply, and allow our coming generation to face the consequence without their fault, or support solidly or stand behind the present dispensation to make necessary change that will solve the problem and leave the generations better off than us. What is that decision is ours. Lastly, I request all my media persons, journalists, writers to desist from reporting, debating on such topics which breaks the religious harmony. Thank you very much. At last I condemn, and I also request my fellow citizens to come out in great numbers and condemn and protest against the so-called peaceful violence. Thank you very much. Good night.